Mr. Boo's putting the charging cable over the roof. Oh, it's like the old days. I feel like we're going to Barcelona. And is he going to come on and charge first time after his rest, or is there going to be an issue? 12-volt battery's fine. Here he is. There's he comes on, and now we're in 4 to a full charge. Perfect. Pretty good going. I left it almost 7 weeks ago with 50. I think 6% in, and it's now got 54, so pretty good. So we're now transferring some camera stuff into Elton while Mr. Boo cleans the screens, because he's benefited from seagulls, hasn't he, during the summer months where he was parked. Benefited from seagulls, let's put it
making friends.
Good old Winderleen. Sorry, little W5 triple action. It's been our fave. Mr. Boo having a good pump. How lowered Elton's tyres got, Mr. Boo?
The back are down by about 25%.
That's because they've been in the sun.
And the front, your side was down 20%. And I can't get, oh there we go.
Oh, there you go. And that micro USB must have been into it, hasn't it? Well, maybe this cigarette one is for Carpuride, I can't remember. Sadly, quite a lot of his sticky things have come off in the heat. Repairable with my 13 kilo Scotch tape. You've heard me bang on about this stuff before, but for a Citroen and me owner, this 13 kilo outdoor Scotch tape is just a lifesaver. We stick everything in here, right? Everything from the overhead light, which needs redoing because that's come off. And you know, it's not perfect, but it lasts for long enough. But it is quite expensive. But don't buy the lighter stuff, because you'll find, particularly if you're in heat, it really will not last very long. But this stuff is pretty good, but quite dear. And talking of customs, quick shout out to Chris Chopin, who sent us a full set of fuses for the Ami, which we had the wrong ones, so we're very pleased with those. Thanks, Chris, and all the instructions. So I'm going to put an SD card in our dash cam, because we use this backup footage, and our VOFO dash cam we're using a lot on Grandi Pandy, because you can run it with an external SD, which is just for us like game changing, because we can record a whole day's footage and you can find it and you can transfer it quickly. Of course, the downer we have with Elton is you have to run this from an external. The USB power sources here or here just not powerful enough for a dash cam. So it's another reason why we carry this big all powers that we've had for 2.5 years now, and has recharged us in all kinds of places and saved our bacon and kept our peripherals going. And a quick mention of our Citroen Ami draft excluders, which we're still selling. And if you're a new Citroen Ami owner and you're about to go into autumn winter, they're a very good investment. They'll keep you a lot warmer, and they're distributed by our UK distribution arm, i.e. Mr. Boo's mum, so you've no import taxes. One there blocks up the draft coming through there. One under here blocks up that gap, and you can take them out in summer for ventilation. Sadly, Elton stickers have this is their second incarnation. £100 a year it costs us for these damn things, and it's just so difficult to make anything stay on this plastic, I'm afraid. You should see it roll out there, can't we? Did it roll there? Stop. Right, Mr. Boo, let's go, because we've got a lot to tell you. We have an epic journey for Elton today, but it's an epic journey all around Villefranche, but it is going to take us to a spectacular height at one point of over 1,000 meters, and we're going to take you to all these incredible lookout points over the wonderful Bay of Villefranche, some of which you may have seen in other videos, some of which you definitely haven't. And along the way, we're going to talk about Elton a little bit, talk about what ideas we've got, see what you think, because obviously Elton has been in summer hibernation. I kind of feel with the heat in here now, and the window's shut so you can hear us, that he probably should have stayed in summer hibernation another month, because it's unbelievably hot still. But as you know, we made the decision that we weren't going to try and do adventures in the summer heat like other years, because quite literally we were ill the day after every time with heat stroke. And also obviously with Elton, he just can't roof tend camp. We can't eat properly camp really, with the big bag and everything. It was a novelty, but it's not doable, and it's not particularly safe, I don't think really. So, you know, we promised you we'd get Elton back out in the autumn, and here he is. But we want to talk about what we might do going forward with it. Firm are doing Topolino hire for the day. A great advantage of Elton is, of course, you can do U's on roads like this, whereas with the Grande Panda, this would be a 3-point turn. Look at that. What a luxury. The great disadvantage I just discovered is when I put my foot on the brake, because obviously it's a power brake on the Grande Panda, it's, you know, if you touch it, it stops. This, you've got to right to the floor. But we're used to that. Well, we'll get back used to it. Incidentally, they're going to put links to all these locations, so you'll be able to come and retrace these if you come on your motorbike or your car, or even your Citroen or your Topolino. Anyway, let's have a look, Mr. Boo. Better put the handbrake on, because he's not like Grande Panda. He doesn't stop himself, does he?
No, handbrakes would be a good idea.
Handbrake on. Mr. Boo and Twig, show us this view. So as I say, you can actually park here. In fact, some people, naughty people, bring their mobile homes and stay over. One guy stayed for months. They seem to move him on. But this is the monument to Princess Grace, 1983. Mayor Jacques Médecin, remember him? Wow. But a year after her death, and you can see down there the Darse Beach, where we often go, the sort of quiet local beach, the beautiful azure water today. Beyond that, the citadel of Villefranche, and then beyond that, Villefranche itself, and the main beach where we are headed next. Winding down the narrow streets of Villefranche. I finally got used to driving Grande Panda down here. It's about the size of this Audi in front of us. Of course, he does fit, but it's tighter. To help is a lot easier, isn't it? Here, somewhere along the line, we're going to do a comparison video, I think, between the Citroen and the new Fiat Grande Panda in terms of sort of a city car, because it's kind of interesting where one wins and where the other wins. Yeah, we've had some super yachts in them this summer.
We have.
A few that have annoyed me with their helicopters taking off from 7 a.m. We did Spielberg the other day, 2 days ago.
Mr. Spielberg was here.
You were spying on him with your binoculars.
I did have my binoculars out.
He says, what did he say you saw?
I could see a man in the cabin.
We won't go into that. Did he have any clothes on?
We will go into.
We're not doing any more of those nudist videos. The nudism season is over. Right. Let's take a look at the view here. Let's stop here. I think this is a good spot, just by this bin.
Oh, this is a beautiful view he's chosen.
Beauty spot by now, by this bin. But there you go, the classic. And often they've set up here, don't they, cafes for movies and all kinds of things of this bit, and try to pretend they're somewhere else.
And adverts.
And adverts, yeah, we have, yeah. In fact, I'm not sure there wasn't a Renault 5 advert. We saw them down here, yeah, at one point. I've never seen it on the telly box. Now, as you know, last year we did this spectacular drive. Took us 3 weeks and 1 day. It's Citroen to Barcelona, which we really enjoyed. I know a lot of you enjoyed. I mean, we say we really enjoyed it. It was incredibly hard work, wasn't it? And difficult in many ways, and obviously quite expensive, because we'd a lot of nights of accommodation, which is why this summer we've been trying to deploy Grande Panda with the tent and everything else, because we can cover a lot more ground. We have to spend less time. You're less time off work, having to pay other people to do your jobs, etc., etc. So we're still able to show people's fantastic places. You know, like the Gorge du Verdon, we could have got there in Elton, but it would have been a 2-day event, at least.
Yes.
With the mountains of the charging. You know, in Grande Panda, we could get there in the day. You could get there in the day and back if you want to. So, you know, that has all been working very well. Are thinking about very shortly having an expedition to Corsica. Now, we can go on the ferry from Nice, we can go in the Citroen Ami. We can't camp with the Ami, so again, it makes it more expensive. And we cannot cover anything like the ground and the amount of days we've got. And similarly, I think it'd be very difficult for us to go right up to the tops of mountains, find chargers, come back. Though, of course, you know, we've done it, we've tried, and we might try again. So there's the possibility we do that in a Citroen Ami and stay in hotels, or there's the possibility we do it in the Fiat Grande Panda, camp on beaches, camp on campsites, do all of that, which also is exciting to us. So be interested to know what your thoughts are on that. You know, does the vehicle matter to you, or is what you actually want us to do is take you to Corsica and roof tent camp, and obviously not go to any nude ones.
No.
Not running that. I need to pay, don't I? That helps. Let's see if I can pay. It wants Face ID. Thank you. Now it's peeped. And now the barrier should open up and swallow me. Approve. It's getting toasty, come on. That's the problem when this car stops. It becomes so hot. We haven't put our fans back up yet, but even if we have got our fans up, the two things at the side, we can't have them on with the microphones because you just hear fan. It's lovely. The Ami's noisy enough as it is for sound recording. Thank you very much. Thank you for buying. So that is a very distinct possibility. We're also thinking about going down to the Saint-Tropez area before the season's over, because we've only ever covered Saint-Tropez in winter when it was the dead of winter.
Yes.
We've never seen it with still some of the exuberance and the ridiculous shops and yachts and expensive things. And again, that's something we will not do in Elton because it just will take far too long and far too long to come back. That is something we do in Grande Panda.
Yep.
We'd like to camp. We'd like to perhaps see if it's possible to camp down there in that Saint-Tropez area, and not just Saint-Tropez. There's lots of things around there that we still to cover that we'd like to go to. And we're also thinking in the winter of Italy, aren't we?
An Italian adventure.
Italian adventure. Now, I think we are thinking for that, because of the distances involved, that would be a Grande Panda adventure. Fiat Grande Panda's big adventure. No, Grand Tour. Grand Tour we were thinking.
Grand Tour.
Because we were thinking about retracing some of the footsteps of the Grand Tourists, which were the sort of well-to-do young men of the 18th, 19th century, who would come into Europe, start in Paris, go to Rome, all of those places on the Grand Tour to see the great works of art, learn a bit of culture like what we do.
Like what we do.
So those are, just three of the plans. But we have another idea, and when we get to the next viewing point, we're going to float that with you. So we are coming now to our, fourth lookout point? Third, can't count. Now this is a lookout point that features on my Grande Panda tours, because I do this Pandastic 2-hour mountain tour. There's a link in the description. You don't get to ride in Elton, I'm afraid. You don't get Mr. Boo, you just get me. But thankfully lots and lots of you have done these tours this summer, which has been great. As you all know, that was one of the ways we were going to pay for the car. And thank you for coming on them. It's been fantastic just to meet subscribers and drive around and get to know you, and of course you know us a little bit better than we know you. But this is one of the one of the first stops, because we try and, on that tour, I try and take people to viewpoints like this, but obviously it's restricted by traffic and stuff, but this is one of them, very famous, very well used, and hopefully we can sneak into this, just sneak into this little spot here. Any luck? And we can drive straight in because we're in Elton. Bandit about to reverse park then, I think. There we go. And this is another view of Villefranche, but this is the one from the Moyen Corniche, isn't it?
No, it's on the Basque Corniche.
The Basque Corniche, what am I on about? The Moyen Corniche is the next one. We're going up there next. As I say, this is one of the most iconic views from above the beach, where we just drove along the rail line that goes all the way into Italy via Monaco, Mont, and then the beach club at the end we were talking about earlier with the expensive beds. But it's a wonderful, wonderful view. You can see over there, Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, and then the whole of the bay of Villefranche. School, my driving school there, Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Sell your personal test.
No, I think he did mention it, yeah.
Oh. Villefranche's maddest junction. Nobody understands it. Ooh, ooh. About to begin the climb. We're down to 51 of range now, so you'll see by the time we get up to this restaurant, I think we'd be down to about 40 of range.
Yeah.
And we certainly won't get up to the height we're eventually going to, which is 1,200 meters without a charge. So let's hope the charger's working. So here's the snack point with charger. Good tip, this. Snack point with charger. And hopefully there's a space for said charger. This is rather handy, we hope.
Sneaky.
Sneaky, and Elton will sneaky straight in if we're lucky. If we're very lucky. Look at that. Can't do that in Grande Panda. Spot on. Right, let's see if we can get this thing to charge. If you don't want a rapid charge, are you sure there's a normal one?
It says there's a domestic number 1, look.
Where?
Number 1, look.
Oh yeah, 2-pin. Oh, Mr. Boots, like the old days, do your stuff. The wire's behind your seat.
And you know what?
What?
All the charge cards are in Grande Panda.
Oh, they are. What will you do?
As if by magic.
What are you going to do?
I think I can do with that.
Yeah. Wait, I've left. I moved all the camera stuff. That would have been a bit of a disaster. Do you think it'll work?
Boulevard de la Corniche d'Or, Villefranche-sur-Mer, Belvédère. That's the name of the viewpoint. Socket type. Chademo, no. Combo 2, no.
I don't think it is.
T2. T2 is, I can use the shoe code that's also under the car. Why, it says there's a domestic on the thing.
No, I didn't think there would be.
Let me have a look.
Oh, it's just a pain in the arse. I tried to move everything, but we're just in, I can't think of everything. Now we're just on set camera stuff. Nah, not on this one. I didn't think there would be. It's a supercharger.
What's number 4? Where it says number 4 on the front.
I just don't know where it is, number 4. Well, I think we just risk it and see if we can make it without. How many kilometres range have we got?
45.
I think it's worth a go. Don't you? If we don't quite get there, we'll turn around and come back. And we've got the power bank.
That's all we can do.
It's just like the good old days. It's going to be a high tension drive up to the 1,200 metres. Right folks, let's go to this place for lunch. We were going to leave the car on charge, but obviously not just to be left for cards. I don't think, to be honest, there is the right thing for us on this for here anyway, even with our Shudo adapter. But maybe if we brought the adapter, but I'm afraid it's gone into the other car. Why did it go to the other car? For camping? I'm sure it's gone to the other car. I don't see why it would. We don't use it in the other car. There's no reason to take it. Don't take everything out of that. I don't think it'll be at bottom. We found this, but the question is there something to go into this?
I don't know.
See. Let's see. I just don't think there is. I don't know why they sell all those sockets on it. Yeah, this. Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
Does it have to be released?
Let's see.
Sorry?
Let's see. T2. The whole charger doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not working. The whole charger don't work regardless. Right, we're just going to risk it. We'll get as far as we get. Can you put the top back on that? I think half these old superchargers are just junk.
Junk.
Right.
We're going for some lunch.
See, this is the Akil. Incredible view over the Belvédère Conch. And you can get a sandwich for €7.50 here. Now that's a deal. What have you got, Mr. Boo?
I'm having an omelette and chips.
Omelette and chips.
Nice, huh?
Nice.
Chips that look.
Simple omelette and chips in a nice location. And guess what I'm having, folks? It's a salad niçoise, but not a pan bagnat. That's a salad niçoise in a bread bun. This is just a salad niçoise. But it's just a lovely, simple place to sit. Simple food, good value, and epic location. Look, Mr. Boo, the Corsica ferry's coming. It might be a sign, do you think?
Might be a sign.
Yeah. Telling us to go. See what a spectacular view you have from this restaurant. Just amazing. Hey Twigs, you like it here? Yeah. Good goes, didn't she? Likes the view of the bits on the plates. She likes fish. Well, that was very nice. And came for a grand total of €41.
Not too shabby.
Including a little bit of wine, so about £37, something like that. That could be a lot cheaper if you just went for a sandwich and a cup of tea. Right, we're going to get back in Elton without a charge and attempt to go to 700 metres above sea level.
It's 8.8 kilometres.
8.8 kilometres, but it's a 700 metre climb from here.
700 metres from here.
Wow. So, and we've got 43 kilometres now left in the town. We seem to lose some while we're having lunch. 43, so this will be a massive test for Elton. We may not make it, but hopefully we'll get to tell you what we need to tell you before we fail to make it. But we might make it, who knows? Just like the old days. I'm going to go up here.
Yeah.
So, up to the Grande Corniche. Not the Grande Pondy Corniche. let's see what happens as we attempt to push Elton right to the edge of his range, and we get to tell you a little bit more about some of our other wild ideas, well, one in particular. Right, Mr. Boo, as we attempt to clamber up to the Fort de la Riviere, which is another 700 metres, not much range left. Let's talk about our other weird and wild and wonderful ideas for what we might do in either Grandi Pandi or probably in Elton. One idea we had, and I don't know why I came up with this, but I think it was just the idea of the Leaning Tower of Pisa and a Citroen Me seemed to somehow match.
Because they're both a bit wonky.
They're both a bit wonky, and the driver's even more wonky. It's not something I've greatly wanted to go up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but I thought we could do a drive into Italy to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which would take us along the coast. It's about 300 kilometres. We'd see a lot of places, wouldn't we?
Yeah, along the Italian Riviera.
Along the Italian Riviera. Some of them which we didn't manage to cover when we came back from Barcelona, but we actually sort of spotted them as rather interesting, nice towns. So that would be a challenge. A 300 kilometre journey is not nothing in a Citroen B. The other idea we'd had was even more of a challenge, but entirely in France, which was to go to somewhere we've long wanted to go, which was Lyon.
Lyon, up the Route Napoleon.
Up the Route Napoleon. Now, Lyon is obviously a fantastic food city in terms of France, beautiful architecture, but one of the great food cities, and quite a good sort of autumn-winter food city as well, I would say. Very steaky and hearty. And all that wine. Why couldn't they drink driving?
No, a Twiggy could.
Yeah. Now, that route, on Route Napoleon, where would that take us?
Well, we'd be going up on the Rue de Grenoble, up through Digne, and then up towards Grenoble, and then past Grenoble to Lyon.
Right, but it's a lot of climbing, isn't it?
It's a lot of climbing, and it's a lot cooler than doing things down here.
Well, that's all right. It's just where you get the chargers and all the rest of it. But obviously, we'd have to try and plan a route and cross everything with the charger, unlike today was actually working. So that's another of our possibilities for our big autumn expedition. And obviously, that would take in a lot more places than just Digne and wherever. There'd be more places on the way. And then we have an even crazier idea. And this really is an enormous challenge, and again it would involve trying to work out on many ways whether we can afford it, which will be to try and drive our Citroen Me on the very famous route from Nice to Paris. Now, of course, for many years there's been the Nice-Paris bike ride, there's been the Nice-Paris rallies, all that kind of stuff. It's a very established route. What's the route you'd go on?
It's the Route Nationale, the RN7, also known as the Route Bleu, Route Bleu, or the Route des Vacances, which is where all the Parisians would come down to the south of France. It goes all the way from Paris, the bottom of Paris, to Menton.
So it's a very famous route. There are some wonderful old movies of people in 2CVs with tents and caravans and all the rest of it, making their way on what I think they called at one point the route of death, didn't they? Because the traffic was so bad.
Yes.
And I think probably people did have crashes and all of that stuff. But that will be an epic journey. The problem, and it is a big problem, is if you do it, there's no way we can then drive 900, 1,000 kilometres back without this thing taking absolutely months. And you're not going to want us to see us come back the same way, etc., etc. So I think if we did this, we'd have to arrange and price into the cost of the whole thing, but Elton would have to come back on a low loader and we'd come back on the train.
Yeah, unless anyone's got a little big van to put it in, or a truck.
Or a low loader. It just would, I mean, we'd probably think it would take as long as Barcelona to get there.
Yeah.
So that, the Barcelona trip took 3 weeks and a day. Obviously, there were stops along the way and we had to get the ferry back. But I think we're certainly talking 2.5 weeks to get there. But the idea of it being a 5-week expedition to bring him back the other way
I just don't think we have 5 weeks free. You don't have 5 weeks, just work-wise, everything else. We do have to still earn a living. But it may well be a very exciting journey, and we could end up on the Champs-Élysées with Elle if we got there.
Blimey.
But all of those things excite us and are interesting, and obviously they can be done in the Grand Depender, or they can be done in the Citroen Me. So let us know what you think. Now, what I think is that looking at how much range we have, there is no way we're going to get to the Fort de Belvédère. I'm afraid I'd forgotten this is longer to even get to the turning, isn't it?
And then the last bit is...
The last bit is sheer. Anybody who's been on the tours with me would know that. So I think what we're going to have to do is probably do a U-E and try and just keep enough, because we're at 500 meters now at the Cold Airs. Do a U-E up here and then try and get to the last view lookout point and wrap up the video. Eat round the back and past Tina Turner's old house, which is in there, and down towards our final destination.
So this isn't Villefranche, but from here you get an epic view of Nice and the chateau there. That's the tree area with the mountain. That's where Nice originally began, isn't it?
It is.
Nike town. It's where the old town cemetery is, and the Jewish cemetery and all of that. Beyond that, the old town and the Bay of Angels, and then the airport. But there's Nice and Nice port, all laid out for you like a carpet. But let's go for our final view. Is that Chris there?
It is. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Are you having a picnic?
Are you dogging?
Do I have any other choice? Can I go for C?
All fire trucks here. I still think they're at a risk of fires. Elton, he comes up to see Uncle Elton. Elton John's villa just in here. He's got in there. Used to having packing up. Not so much now.
Not so much now.
But, oh, and look, you're in for a treat, folks, because the Topolino tour just happens to be at the top here.
I can see the dolly mixtures.
So you'll get to see all the dolly mixture Topolinos. So here they are, the Topolinos. The what do they call it? Let's give them some free advertising. Riviera Drive Experience. There you go. Join us, 4 Topolinos. They started with 2. They've expanded. But the reason they bring them up here is this final view of Villefranche. So let's show you it. Hope that's given you some ideas of our thinking, and it's enabled us to get Elton back out of cobwebs. Let us know what you think. It's you know, it's everything is a movable feast at the minute, but you can see some of the problems we've got, and you can see some of the ideas we're thinking of, and let us know what you think. You might have some better ones. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give us a like, please give us a comment, please think about buying us a coffee. As I say, it really does help support these trips. But most of all, folks, remember, stay charged. Bye. Bye.